What's up, you guys? Welcome. What's going on? It is WTF Wednesday. We are here. We are live. And I am so glad you're here with me, spending some time with me. I appreciate you because you could be doing something else, but you're hanging out with me. So God bless you. I appreciate you. Let's talk about some stuff. My goodness. Government still shut down. They tried like 11, 12 times to work with the Democrats to put back up so that these these welfare divas don't crash out on the 1st of November when their EBT balance says zero. Woo! Oh, Lord have mercy. I'm just waiting to see. You know what? I'm not gonna be bothered with these crazy heifers not getting their food stamps. I'm just gonna shop at the commissary. I'm not gonna be bothered with these crazy hoes. Um, these Weaver divas, as we used to call them down south. These crazy hoes, they ain't gonna be able to get their dang on nails did. They ain't gonna be able to get their eyelashes did. They gonna be ain't gonna be able to get their feet did. It's gonna be quite a sight. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I really hope they can come to some sort of resolution, but the Democrats are they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. They have caused this problem. They have let it get this far. They've already had their stupid no brains rally, and nothing came of it. They've apparently somebody is within the party starting something called a no brains summit or a no brains some kind of group because they think that they have all of the support. You don't have any support. You don't have the mainstream support. You have a bunch of old white liberals who are pretty much leaving their memory care to come out to your stupid rally. And who said this? Savannah Hernandez, who is a citizen journalist. She said she has never seen a rally where everybody just immediately disperses, like very quickly. Just hurry up, everybody leaves. She said it was so sudden that she had to kind of do a double take. Like, where the hell did everybody go so fast? So the No Brains rally is nothing but a bunch of old white liberals, and they didn't get their chance to march during the civil rights movement during the 60s. So they're getting their chance, and they think that they are marching against white folks. They just happen to be white, but they think they're getting their day in the sun, honey. They're just marching for Dr. King. It's like, y'all so stupid. So they don't have the support of the mainstream. If they did, there would be more people out there who are not white liberal hippie kooks. Those are the only ones. 80 to 90% of the crowd at these events are always old white liberals. That all you have to do is go to one, and you will see primarily most of them are old white people. They're not, Gen Zers. There's not a bunch of college students out there. There's not a bunch of high school students out there. There's not a bunch of Gen Xers out there. It's mostly people in their 70s and 80s who are out there in just pretending that they are fighting for civil rights, and you're actually wasting your time, and you look really stupid at this point. Donald Trump is stopping world wars. He is literally stopping world wars. Who are you fighting against? Who are you claiming is trying to be a king? It's so retarded. I can't even believe this is so stupid. So you have no problem with King Charles, who is, by the way, that he is the head of the monarchy and the British crown that we left before America was formed. You have no problem with him. You fawn over him. You fawn over the royals and all of their nonsense. You love them. He's a king. He's literally a king. You have no problem with him. But Donald Trump, oh my gosh. Oh, geez, you people. Here, we're going to show the comments because I want to see. What's up, DLM? Thank you for sharing. Thank you, my darling. Were they protesting in scheduled slots? Probably. Taking the old folks out for nursing homes are using Gram as props. Yeah. Yeah, you know, I've been meaning to go to some of the nursing homes that I drive by that are open because what's his name? Hakeem Jeffries. Hakeem Jeffries said that because of Donald Trump, the nursing homes are going to be shut down. I haven't seen not one nursing home shut down. So I need to get video footage of that so that people can see, excuse me, that nursing homes are open and operational. The nurses are in, the patients are in. Don't panic, Hakeem. Hakeem. Yeah, this is a hell of a lot more serious than the Vietnam ever was. But they're pretending that they have the upper hand. They're pretending that they have the narrative. They're pretending that they have the support of people because they got a bunch of white liberal. Do they not even see? You had Chuck Schumer, you had Spartacus, who was out there. They were at a no brains rally. Talking about, woo, this is democracy. Oh, no, my bad. It was Adam Schiff and Spartacus. They were both out at this rally talking about, woo, this is democracy. Woo, woo. No, you idiot, Cory Booker. You freaking idiot. Do you see any black folks? Do you see any black folks? Do you see any Asians? Do you see any people under the age of 80? Except yourself. They don't get it that their audience and their followers are all old white people. They old white liberals, I want to say. Conservatives, y'all good. Y'all good. If y'all are in the boomer era and you're a conservative, you good. You all good in the neighborhood. It's these white liberal hippie ass loser ass Democrats who have everything. They have their home. Their home is paid off. They got like 2 or 3 homes actually. They've got brand new vehicle. They trade their vehicle in every year to get a new one because they're all liquid. They got plenty of money. They got nothing but time. They're retired. They got 3 or 4 retirement checks coming in every month. So they don't give a shit if the economy passes or fails. It doesn't matter to them because they're going to be all right no matter what. So all of the inflation that took place under Joe Biden, it doesn't matter. They don't care. That's, you know, they're like, yeah, well, that's a personal problem. They don't care that it affected mostly young people. It affected people in the Gen Z class who are just starting to get into work and go to college, and they're realizing they're out on their own, and they're realizing the high price of everything, and their parents aren't buying their, well, yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. But what I'm saying is they're living in the dorm, or they're living in an apartment. They're going to college, or they just moved out. They graduated. They're going to college. They've moved out. They're paying their some of their own bills. They're getting into adulthood. They're finding things are horribly expensive. And by their age, their parents and definitely their grandparents already had a home. They don't have any prospects of getting a home when the median home price is $450,000 with a 6.5% interest rate. They're not even thinking, they're just like, look, show me an apartment. Because there ain't no way I'm getting a freaking house at this rate. They just know. They don't even ask. They just like, whatever. What's up, Miss Sherry? What's up, you guys? How y'all doing? I'm trying to. Oh, hold on. This freaking. Let me see if I can make this like. Oh, okay. All right. All right. I'm trying to change the definition because it looks like, it's faster than it was. I changed it from last night, but maybe it's the speed or lack thereof of the internet, because I live in the middle of no freaking pretty much have America Online dial-up because that's the way it rolls. But I do have a chicken coop. No chickens, but I hear they're nice people. Mhm. Well, what we got going on here, talking about the shutdown again, because they don't know what to do. Like the president said, Chuck Schumer has been calling it, trying to get a meeting. Look, we don't want to talk until you agree to get all of these all of these pork ass line items off of the list. We ain't got nothing to squawk about. You're gonna take yourself and your funny looking glasses, which looking down at everybody else. You can take that shit somewhere else, bro. We ain't got nothing to talk about. You want to keep talking this bullshit about medical care for illegals? Get the fuck out of here. We ain't got nothing to talk about. We're done. You log on now and then, but that's Elon. When is he coming back? I know he's playing with rockets, but good grief. You got responsibilities over here. I know you got like 14 kids, my brother, but you know, we're we're just messing with you, Elon. Thank you for all that you do for this country, for MAGA, and all of the things. All of the things, Mr. Musk. Thank you. They cannot get out of their own way. Democrats cannot get out of their own way. They are really stuck in a conundrum. There is a schism in the party because the crank bar communist left is really trying to take over the entire party. They don't want the old school used to be business Democrats like Chuck Schumer. Now he has to appease the AOC types and the commie left, or he's going to be out of a job. And he shouldn't care. I don't know why he cares so much about losing that Senate seat. You're like, bro, you should have retired 20 years ago. Why are you still there? You're not legislating. You're not doing anything for your constituents. Nobody even knows that you still exist. Your only purpose in that position is to fight Donald Trump. You're fighting the dude that we voted in. We voted for everything that you see. All of the memes, all of his trolling y'all ass, all of the things that he is doing for us. We voted for it because we knew he was going to do this stuff. We knew that he was going to work for us and not for the illegal aliens. like y'all have been. You think we don't remember? Hold on. You think we don't remember seeing this shit? You think we don't remember? You think we do not remember? This is WTF Wednesday, so we're going to kind of be all over the place. But guess what? We'll reach we'll reach a destination at some point. You think we don't remember things like this? Hold on. You think we don't remember? Hang on. Sorry. Where in the heck is that video? I just found it. I'll keep looking for it. Oh, there it is. There it is. I want you to remember this. So I'm going to bring this directly in. I want you to that's not what I wanted. Hang on. Sorry. There we go. Okay. I want you to remember this so that we never, ever, ever do this again. And I'm going to play videos like this constantly because people have got to remember how close we came to being completely and totally destroyed because of the previous administration. DLM said if we start using this live video as often as we should, maybe he'll work on the live stream feature. Exactly. Thank you, girl. Oh my God. Check this out. Remember this shit? Bill Mulligan with Fox. Remember when he used to be on the border all the time? This is why the Democrats are keeping the government shut down. To this day, right now, these are their constituents. This is why they are, this is why they're keeping the government shut down. Remember this?
All right, guys, what you're looking at right now is the U.S. side of the Rio Grande. That is a mass of several hundred illegal immigrants who have just crossed the Rio Grande. And look at this, several hundred more streaming across as we speak. We're on a boat in the Rio Grande. This is the Mexican side of the river right now. You can see it's a never-ending stream. Hundreds of people crossing the Rio Grande basically every hour. And they're heading over to the International Bridge, which you can see in the background. Look at that mass of people. This is why the situation under the bridge continues to deteriorate. This is insane. The federal government has to wake up.
Oh, you're right.
All right, guys, what you're looking at is the U.S. side of the Rio Grande. That is a mass of several hundred illegal immigrants who have just crossed the Rio Grande. And look at this, several hundred more streaming across as we speak. We're on a boat in the Rio Grande. This is the Mexican side of the river right now. You can see it's a never-ending stream. Hundreds of people crossing the Rio Grande
every day,
basically every hour. And they're heading over to the International Bridge, which you can see in the background.
Look at this.
Look at that mass of people.
Look at this.
This is why the situation under the bridge continues to deteriorate. This is insane. The federal government has to wake up.
Oh, you're right.
That was under Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. That's what we had to deal with every single day. Every single day. Hold on. Oh, I ain't done yet. Hold on. This is what we had to deal with every single day of life. Every day we had to watch as these people poured into our country. Every day as these individuals poured into our country. Hold on. Look at this shit. Hold on. Uh-huh. She is teaching me French. I'm going to bring this in because we can never, ever forget that this was what Joe Biden did to America.
Very closely. A migrant caravan headed to the U.S. and Mexico border. Thousands on this journey, now hundreds of miles from that border. Our Jacob Rascon is live in Juchitán, Zaragoza, in Oaxaca, Mexico. And Jacob, you met with a migrant family who's hoping to get to Houston, correct?
Yeah, not surprising, Dominic and Bill. We have met so many families from Houston or wanting to go to Houston in this caravan. They are ignoring what the president is saying about the border and hoping against the political realities that they can keep this up for weeks until they reach the border. Keeping up with the caravan is especially difficult.
Sorry, the sound isn't.
When traveling with children. Marlene Troches and her 3 kids among countless migrants here hoping to end up in Houston. ¿Cómo están sus hijos? How are your kids? They're sick. They're really sick. They survive with the help of friends like Jose Luis Frech, who also dreams of the Space City. ¿Qué espera hacer en Houston? What do you want to do in Houston?
Aparte de trabajar, también aprender inglés porque no sé mucho.
This is now one of 3 migrant caravans headed to the United States, what President Trump calls a national emergency, something most migrants, even those who speak English, are unaware of. Do you stay up to date on what President Trump is saying about the border? No, you don't know what he's saying. Not at all. In Juchitán, where migrants will stay the night, the Troches family has arrived safely. Este viaje doesn't make you afraid a little bit? The truth is, at first, yes. But now, no. Porque hay tanta gente, because there's so many people. 700 miles down, more than 1,000 to go.
Do you know? So this was at the end, the very end of the Trump administration. And this was at the very end of his administration. These individuals, they stopped coming when they realized that Trump was not going to let them in. They stopped coming for a while, but as soon as Biden showed up,
tonight, along a roadway in southern Mexico, a seemingly endless stream of people making their way on foot towards the United States.
Look at this. Do you see this? This was during Biden. This was 2021 or 2022, I do believe. Look at this. I'm going to back it up. Look at all these people. Look at this shit. This was every single day. Don't tell me that we don't have 50 million illegal aliens.
Tonight, along a roadway in southern Mexico, a seemingly endless stream of people making their way on foot towards the United States. Men, women, and children walking through pouring rain and sweltering heat. They come from across Latin America, places like Venezuela, Cuba, and Colombia, all with the same goal, immigration to the U.S.
We left Colombia because of the homophobia. We both got physically and verbally attacked. We had to cross the Darien jungle and trails through many xenophobic countries.
He's draped in a Colombian flag, by the way.
It's the latest and one of the largest migrant caravans to make the nearly 2,000-mile trek north through Mexico. The group's journey began Monday in the city of Tapachula. Organizers claim there are nearly 15,000 migrants in the caravan, but authorities in Mexico estimate it's closer to 5,000. Reyes
Then
is
take
making
your
the
ass
desperate
back to
journey and
Colombia.
says the current policy in which migrants process their paperwork in southern Mexico rather than at the U.S. border is not working quickly enough.
We've been here for almost a month, and they haven't solved anything regarding the humanitarian visa. We want a future for our families. We are not violent. We just want a better future for our families.
Yeah, so do
caravan
American
setting up-
citizens, asshole. Do you see how spoiled and entitled these people are? This is what came here over the last 4 years. Spoiled, entitled, asshole migrants. These were economic migrants. These were not immigrants. None of these people are immigrants. None of them. Not one. If you got to come in here illegally, you've lost the argument. You are not an immigrant. You are an illegal alien, and you are an illegal alien invader. Period. End of story.
Off on the very same day that world leaders from across the hemisphere meet in Los Angeles at the Summit of the Americas. It's the first time the U.S. has hosted the triennial conference since it began in Miami in 1994. But this year's summit kicking off with controversy over a number of exclusions. The United States refusing to invite leaders from Cuba, Venezuela, and Nicaragua.
The president's principled position is that we do not believe that dictators should be invited.
Prompting leaders like the president of Mexico, Andrés Manuel López Obrador, to skip the conference and send a representative instead.
No puede haber cumbre de las Américas si no.
Hold on.
This year's summit kicking off.
This was in 2022, and you saw that fake Karine Jean-Pierre. You saw her. So this was the Conference of the Americas, whatever. Why wasn't Cuba, Nicaragua, and what was the other country invited? Did the media say anything negative about Joe Biden? Did you hear any negativity? Did you hear any freakouts? He said he didn't want to invite dictators to the conference. Listen to this.
With controversy over a number of exclusions. The United States refusing to invite leaders from Cuba, Venezuela, and Nicaragua.
The president's principled position is that we do not believe that dictators should be invited.
Prompting
he didn't believe dictators from Cuba, Venezuela, and Nicaragua should be invited. Oh, okay.
Leaders like the president of Mexico, Andrés Manuel López Obrador, to skip the conference and send a representative instead.
No puede haber cumbre de las Américas si no participan todos los países del continente americano.
Now the presidents of Honduras, El Salvador, and Guatemala following suit, announcing they too would not attend the summit.
Señor presidente de la República, el doctor Alejandro Yamatei, no asistirá a la Cumbre de las Américas.
The absence of the countries from which many of the migrants originate threatening to derail the goals of the summit. And while some leaders are opting not to attend, the White House is moving forward with the summit, hoping to continue with the planned agenda, focusing on migration, COVID, and economics. President Joe Biden is expected to arrive in Los Angeles on Wednesday.
Thanks for.
I just want you to understand that the things Joe Biden got away with, President Trump would have got raked over the coals for not inviting leaders from certain countries. You barely heard about that. So here we are right now, and we are still cleaning up the mess from Joe Biden opening the borders, the southern and northern, by the way, and letting in 50 million illegal aliens. Sherry said we had an illegal over the weekend driving and hit two kids on their bikes. She was given a driver's license in Illinois. It happens so often, you can't even keep up with these stories. And she probably got released with no charges. You just hit two white kids on a bike, and who cares? At least it wasn't illegals. That's how bad they have treated. They have abused us over the last 4 years. They hate us. They showed us how much they hate us. And check this out. Since we're talking about since we're talking about this story, we may as well talk about this one. Let me bring this in. Headline from The Guardian: U.S. military kills 2 people in strike on alleged drug trafficking boat in Pacific. Yes, once again, our Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, has done the damn thing and blown these bastards out of the water. Latest strike was off coast of Colombia, while 7 previous attacks in Caribbean killed at least 32. They weren't attacks. They're attacking us by trying to get here, bringing a bunch of drugs and poison to kill American citizens. If anything, we are being attacked, and we retaliate against the aggressors who are coming to commit mass murder of our citizens. The Democrats want you to feel sorry for fucking criminals, just like George Floyd. They want you to feel sorry for criminals like Abrego Garcia, who was literally an MS-13 gang member who threatened and beat the shit out of his girlfriend. He trafficked young children. And Democrats want you to believe he's just a Maryland dad. Well, he's not a cold-blooded killer. I still think he has something to do with Seth Rich. I'm telling you, that's why they're trying to protect his fat ass. They know, he knows, or he knows somebody who knows something about what happened to Seth Rich, and they need to protect him. That's the only reason that they care so much about one illegal from Venezuela, El Salvador. U.S. military attacked and destroyed another boat in its ongoing and controversial fight. It's not controversial, bitch. Who wrote this shit? It's not controversial. He told us he was going to be doing this. Like, what part of we voted for this are you still confused about? Against what it says are drug trafficking. It is drug trafficking activities. I can't stand these Jezebel whores, Sodom and Gomorrah media. The strike for the first time was carried out on the Pacific side of South America. So what? Previous attacks have hit 7 vessels in the Caribbean and killed at least 32 people. If it's a little fishing boat, why are there all that many people on there? Are y'all trafficking humans again? Y'all trafficking humans to try to get them here along with your drugs because you haven't been able to get them in by land. So you're trying to get them in by sea. So you're pushing and shoving a bunch of illegal aliens into ships, paying the highest price possible to try to get into America. Bitch, you ain't coming in here. What part of that don't you get? Why are you still confused and still trying to send people here and send your nasty poisons to poison and kill our citizens? In a brief video, let me read this. The latest strike took place off the coast of Colombia and killed 2 people. And maybe they shouldn't have been bringing their damn drugs over here. According to a person briefed on the operation, it marked a departure from previous strikes which have occurred off the coast of Venezuela, where the U.S. has deployed an extraordinary military presence. Good. In a brief video released by U.S. Defense Secretary, no, bastard. It's U.S. War Secretary. Son of a bitch. Pete Hegseth, a small boat half filled with brown packages, is seen moving along at sea. Oh yeah, because it's full of worms for fishing, right? Brown packages. Yeah, big brown packages, just, full of worms for fishing lures. Okay. Several seconds into the video, the boat explodes and is seen floating motionless in flames. Bravo. In his post, Hegseth took the unusual step of equating the alleged drug traffickers to the terror group that conducted the attacks on the U.S. on September 11, 2001. What's unusual about it? They attacked us. They're attacking us. They've been attacking us for years, bringing their poisons and bringing all their shitty ass, broke ass fucking people here to steal our money from us. They invaded us. They attacked us. We are defending ourselves for a change. Okay. This is what Pete Hegseth said. There will be no refuge or forgiveness, only justice. I love that so much. Fuck off. In striking a boat in the Pacific, the administration widened the scope of its campaign. Although the reasons for the expansion were not immediately clear, it's none of your freaking business. How about that? It's none of your business. We don't tell the enemy what the hell we're doing on a military level. You don't reveal what you're doing to those who are trying to attack you. You freaking idiot. Gave no additional details. Why? For y'all to run tail that like you do everything else? For you to leak? For you to warn the damn drug traffickers? Donald Trump, President Trump, announced what appears to have been the first strike on a boat on 3 September, releasing a brief video of the attack. Damn right. Since then, the Trump administration has detailed more strikes without disclosing many details about the targets other than the number of people killed and the allegation that the boats carried narcotics. They do. How the fuck do you think they've been getting over here for years? This is not new. They were doing this during the Colombian drug trade in the 80s. It was the drugs were when they were coming mostly from Colombia. And mind you, now this is a latest strike took place off the coast of Colombia. So what happened? Oh, I don't know. This so-called president of Colombia issues a chilling threat to, quote, get rid of Trump as narco terror war intensifies. Colombia's president, Gustavo Petro, appeared to threaten Donald Trump in a discussion on withering relationships with the U.S. amid a surging drug war. Yeah, and all the motherfucking wire transfers of money, because we've been sending your ass billions of dollars, you son of a bitch. All the money is getting cut off. The money is cut off. President Trump cut off all the funds. See how long your country lasts until you burn to the ground without American taxpayers supporting your ass. See how long Colombia continues to stand. The suggestion came after the Trump administration escalated its counter-narcotic operations with a focus on Venezuela and Colombia. Since September 1st of this year, the U.S. carried out 7 confirmed strikes on suspected drug vessels in the Caribbean. Stop sending your boats here. Full of poisons and full of trafficked humans, mostly little children, for the adrenochrome. Stop sending your bullshit here and we ain't gonna blow it up. How about that? Stop sending your poison here and we ain't gonna blow you up. Petro spoke on camera with Univision, President Daniel Coronel, who was shocked by the comments and said he was leaving Moreno Palace with concerns regarding what the Colombian president had said in their interview. Bitch, collapse. You ain't gonna do nothing. You ain't gonna do. Look at this measly looking little creep. Look at this measly, mealy mouth. Look like he messed with little kids. This little nobody, this little nothing, talking about getting rid of my president. You son of a bitch. We've been sending you money for decades for your shitty country. Okay? Let's see how long you last without money coming from the United States. Let's see how long you last. Let's see how long your country lasts. Yeah. Want to know how I know? Oh, I can tell you. Let's bring this over here. See what happens when, like the president said in the cabinet meeting, in the bilateral meeting a few days ago, don't fuck with the United States. Are you going to find out? Okay? Want to know how I know? Want to know how I know? Oh. Want to know how I know that these countries are starting to suffer without our help? Oh, interesting. From Libs of TikTok on X, Hodan Osman, president of the Somali Development and Reconstruction Bank, says that the cuts to USAID have had, quote, severe impact on her country's economy. Oh my God. Yeah, let me read that again. Hodan Osman, president of the Somali Development and Reconstruction Bank, says that the cuts to USAID have had a, quote, severe impact on her country's economy. So wait a minute. You mean to tell me, bitch, you mean to tell me that your country, Ilhan Omar, your country has been living off of the United States? And now your country is in danger of pretty much collapse because USAID has been cut off. You don't have any more access to American taxpayer money. How have y'all been surviving? How old is Somalia? How old is Somalia? How old is Somalia and how old is the United States? We are going to be 250 in almost a year. Somalia is thousands of years old. Like, it's the Horn of Africa. It's been here for 10,000 years, but your entire economy is going to collapse because you're not getting USAID money. Who I know Ilhan Omar is having a fit because she said that she works in the best interest of her people in her country. So all these countries that have been depending on our money just to keep them afloat, can you imagine how well off American citizens would be if we had not been pouring a bunch of money into foreign countries? If we kept our own damn money for our citizens, can you even imagine how much of our money we could help keep? Because see, we don't benefit. All the money, the $500 billion plus that went to Ukraine over the last 4 years, we don't see any of that money. It doesn't benefit us, and we don't get any of that money back. Ukraine has lost that war. It's not even a question. Okay. Russia is practicing restraint right now because Donald Trump is president, and he knows that President Trump will cripple their economy. The European Union and the International Monetary Fund, the IMF, run by Christine Lagarde, and these greedy ass Europeans and these NATO representatives are trying to steal $300 billion of Russian money that has been put away for years, that was invested, I think, in bonds that they purchased as a measure of financial security for their country. But those funds were seized. I remember when Janet Yellen, you know, the little troll who was the Treasury Secretary for a while, she's one of the first people to have suggested that we just steal $350 billion of Russian money and just give it to Ukraine. Why? Because the little fat bastard isn't getting his cocaine money anymore. How did we get to this point in this world where there is just a bunch of, it's a cult of personality of failure? How did we get to this point that dudes who wear tight pants with his ass cheeks hanging out and a pair of high heels dancing on a variety show becomes so-called president of Ukraine? How does that happen? You know, these are unserious people, but they are in charge of real lives. They are literally in charge of people's lives, and they don't even know how to add 2 + 2. They don't know how to not grift and steal money. That's all they do, is steal money from people, bro. They steal money to give to other people. It's crazy. It's crazy. So now what do we have with these foreign countries who have come to realize that maybe what they have done has not been the best idea? I've got a good example. Let me bring this in before we talk about Zorhan, Muhammad. Oh, New York, what you guys are really doing it up. Look at this shit. Get out of our country. Mexicans expel migrant caravan. The quote Venezuelan exodus. Check this shit out.
It's not a matter of discrimination, it's a matter of social security. If you can't solve your problems in your country, don't come and cause more problems in mine.
Oh, wait, what? If you can't solve your problems in your own country, don't come here and bring your problems to mine. These are Mexicans now. These are Mexicans, okay? These are Mexican people in Mexico who are sick of the Venezuelan caravans. They're sick of the Guatemalans. They are sick of people from these foreign countries. I got a bunch of these videos, honey. Oh, we gonna do this up. Look at this shit. I am just tripping like, ain't this about a bitch? After what you allowed, what Claudia Sheinbaum allowed to come through Mexico, to come into America. Now the Mexicans, because President Trump has the borders hermetically sealed, now they want to whine and bitch and moan and complain about the illegals coming into their country. They don't want them there. Listen to this shit.
It's not a matter of discrimination, it's a matter of social security. If you can't solve your problems in your country, don't come and cause more problems in mine. Let them go, let them go, let them go, let them go, let them go.
In an unprecedented citizen movement that is shaking the very core of Mexico, thousands of citizens have organized to definitively expel the so-called Caravan for Freedom, a group of more than 10,000 migrants who set out from Tapachula, Chiapas, on October 1st with the intention of reaching the nation's capital. We ask that they be returned to their land, that they no longer offer them help because they are ungrateful.
Oh, they're ungrateful.
They are ungrateful, they are rude, and they do not respect the rules of each town.
Oh! Oh!
What began as a peaceful march for migrants has turned into a real ordeal, facing massive rejection from the Mexican population, fed up with seeing how these groups demand resources that are scarce for their own nationals.
Oh!
There is not enough transportation, not enough housing, no work. These people are taking the work that should belong to our youth.
What?
They are giving themselves away like slaves, earning much less.
What?
Mexicans, united in a common front, have blocked roads.
They're giving themselves away and earning much less. Wait a minute. So basically, you're confirming as a Mexican citizen, you're confirming what Americans have been excoriated saying for years, that the illegal aliens who come here work for low wages and steal jobs from young people. This dude, this Mexican citizen, just said the same thing that we were called racist for saying. I'm doing another, like a whole video on this shit, because this just trips me out that they're literally admitting exactly like what happened to us. Now they're getting a taste of it because the illegals, they ain't got nowhere to go. They can't come to America. So they're stuck in Mexico. And now the Mexicans are sick of them.
There is not enough transportation, not enough housing, no work. These people are taking the work that should belong to our youth. They are themselves away like slaves, earning much less. Mexicans, united in a common front, have blocked roads, denouncing locations and pressuring the government to act firmly, ensuring that they will not allow this invasion disguised as humanitarianism to prosper on Aztec soil.
What? This is gold. This is absolute gold. This is a gold mine. I have found these videos. I could not find not one video 2 days ago. And now I'm seeing a whole string of these videos that are being posted from Teo Liberal. Oh my God. Thank Jesus Christ for this, because I'm telling you, they are. Let me ask you something. Have you seen this anywhere in the mainstream? Horror, Jezebel, Sodom and Gomorrah media. Have you seen anything of this sort? Have you seen anything? Did you even know this was happening? Did you even know that Mexican citizens, as they said, they do not want all of these illegals on Aztec land because they're stealing all the resources. What? What? Wait a minute. We have been saying this for years and we got called racist. We got called racist for saying this. The same thing that Mexican citizens are saying now. They have formed alliance. Like they're on a united front in Mexico. They don't want these illegal aliens from Venezuela and all these other countries in their country. I am tripping right now. I am just tripping. This is gold. it vindicates American citizens who have been talking about this for the longest, and we were called racist for saying this stuff.
So I have a hot take. AI is not just a buzzword if you use Monday CRM.
I'm so glad you said that.
It is not our fault that your country is in bad shape.
Oh, it's not our fault that your country is in bad shape. Oh, yeah, preach it. Yeah, say that again. It's not our fault that your country is in bad shape. Say it again. Say it again.
Assuring that they will not allow this invasion disguised as humanitarianism to prosper on Aztec soil. It is not our fault that your country is in bad shape. We are also in bad shape here. We do not need more people. We cannot fit any more in Tijuana. Get out of here. Go back to your country.
She said, get out of here. Go back to your country. Do you know how many racists we would have been called for saying that shit? I can't believe this is like, this is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. You have no idea how excited I am to see these videos.
The caravan, made up mostly of Cubans, Venezuelans, Hondurans, and Haitians, advanced fairly 150 kilometers in its first days, but progress has stalled drastically due to civil resistance. From the beginning in Tapachula, the migrants have demanded temporary visas, free movement, free food, immediate medical attention and education for their children.
Damn. They're demanding free food. Hold on. Listen to this. They're placing demands on the Mexican government.
150 kilometers in its first days, but progress has stalled drastically due to civil resistance. From the beginning in Tapachula, the migrants have demanded temporary visas, free movement, free food, immediate medical attention and education for their children, arguing that Mexico owes them these rights out of simple humanity. Because many have criticized the United States for not giving Mexicans the opportunity. And why don't Mexicans give us the opportunity? They criticize the United States, but give us the opportunity. Mexicans have also been migrants in the United States and thousands of countries. However, society's now. There is not enough for us, much less for them. The caravan's journey has been a via crucis marked by rejection in each city. Starting in Tapachula, the group headed toward Whitehaudala, where they had barely walked a few kilometers when they came across the first human wall. Hundreds of local residents organized through social media and neighborhood groups blocked the main road with makeshift barricades of tires and logs. Get out of our country, go home, the protesters shouted. This is not your country. This country belongs to all Mexicans who live here. You have no right to be here. You don't have the right to be xenophobic. You are xenophobic because we don't do anything to anyone. Quote, alerted by citizen complaints, local police conducted a quick raid that resulted in the arrest of at least 50 migrants, who were returned to the southern border. Protest organizers explained that it is not about xenophobia, but about survival. These migrants arrived demanding everything: free transportation, food, doctors. But in Whitehaudala, our clinics are overwhelmed and the schools cannot cope with the needs of our children. Why should we give them what we lack? The truth is, these subsidies are already too many for Venezuelans, Colombians, and all of them. It would be better if they did something for Mexicans. Advancing with difficulty towards Squintla, the caravan faced an even more hostile scenario. In this town, Mexicans not only protested in the streets, but they also dragged out the exact location of the group through messaging applications and networks such as WhatsApp and Facebook. Complaints flooded the emergency lines of the National Migration Institute, which led to surprise operations with the National Guard. We knew exactly where they would camp because the neighbors were watching them. During the night, while the migrants tried to rest in a public park, on the banners that read Mexico for Mexicans and no more parasites. The result, more than 100 arrests and the partial dispersion of the group. The migrants, visibly frustrated, complained bitterly about the treatment they received. They treat us like criminals, they deny us even water, said a Cuban, who assured that the caravan is only looking for dignified opportunities. The locals respond that Mexico is not an unlimited refuge and that resources—
but it was fine to dump all these illegals in America. Wow. This, you don't understand. This is like vindication for me. This is vindication. because I've been talking about this for 10 freaking years. This is vindication right here. Now Mexico is getting everything. You reap what you sow, Claudia Scheinbaum. You reap what you sow, Mexican people. You reap what the fuck you sow. All of these people you allowed to come into the United States through Mexico, you could have stopped them on the southern border before, but you didn't. You let them all in here and just waved them on through Del Norte, go up to the United States and get all your freebies. Go on. Taxpayers will pay for it. No problem. Free college, free housing, free healthcare, free houses, free cars, free everything. Go to the United States.
This must be prioritized to combat internal poverty.
Do you want migrants?
No, let them return to their lands where they moved. Let their governments do it over there in their lands. Yes, then what do you have your damn government for? Attention escalated to Mapastepec, the next stop. Along the way, here, the Mexicans didn't limit themselves to verbal protests. They organized vehicle caravans to follow the group and force their arrest. We saw them arrive and immediately called the authorities. Citizens blocked access to temporary shelters, preventing migrants from receiving humanitarian aid.
This was a very quiet place, nothing was happening. Since they entered, the migrants have arrived, right? And that brought with it theft, drugs, prostitution of all kinds.
Oh.
I sold my house.
If you're tired of filling out your personal info on multiple comparison websites, only for your car insurance quotes to change.
So I could come. So you could come and sell my house. And I really can't go back. I have nowhere to live. Okay, in a particularly intense episode, a group of neighbors blocked the main street adjacent to a shelter, accusing the migrants of creating insecurity and robbing minors. We don't want them here. Let them leave before they destroy more, they demanded. As the caravan struggles to advance toward Villa and then Pidgepan, the pattern repeats itself. As the protests, insults, and objects thrown from the sides of the road. Mexicans are tired of seeing these groups demand free transportation and priority medical care. They have formed citizen committees to monitor their every move. They are shameless. They arrive asking for temporary visas as if it were a right. But Mexico can't absorb them all. We are not racist. They are welcome. But honestly, why does the government target them? Here in Mexico, there are many people in need, in poverty. Now, why doesn't the government join forces with the government? You know what? Take your people away. The migrants, for their part, insist on their requests to the federal government. We need documents to travel freely and work, cries a Venezuelan woman. However, the population is pushing the opposite way. We tell the government not to give them anything. There is already enough misery here without adding more. This is a betrayal of the country. Mexicans first.
Oh,
Deported.
Mexicans
Deported.
first. Oh, okay. Yep, I'm gonna stop it right there. Mexicans first. Yep, Trauma Mama said, gimme, gimme, gimme. Did you hear that? They said Mexicans first. Okay, then. Well, you'll understand, or maybe you won't, and we really don't give a shit, when we say America first. I'm going to be showing more of those videos because that is gold. That is absolute gold. Mexico is finally getting what they had come. They let all those people come to America and steal. Look at this. I showed this in another video that I made earlier, and it is pretty shocking. Where shoot, where did I see it? Where did I see it? I will find it. It was a story. Hold on. I just had it up. Sorry. Dang. Where was it? Da 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 da. Sorry. Hold, please. I'll find it. It was a story that talked about how these individuals have amassed. Wait, maybe it's over here. Is that it? No, it's. I think it's this one. No. This one. Oh yeah, here it is. I don't think I ever brought it over. Okay. Real quick, just so we're keenly aware, I just talked about this story in another video that I did earlier on TikTok. And this one is pretty intense. To give perspective, since we just watched these Mexicans crashing out about these caravans coming into their country, because see, they can't send them to the US. There's no more of that. You can't wave them through to the US. We ain't taking no more of them. US taxpayers spend $451 billion per year on illegal migrants. That is from 28 November 2023. And I'm bringing the receipts from a new report from the House Committee on Homeland Security. US taxpayers spend $451 billion per year on illegal migrants. Indeed, the report notes those funds are spent on housing and care for asylum seekers and gotaways. $451 billion per year, the last 4 years, comes to about $1,844 billion. So we spent over the last 4 years over almost $2 trillion on these illegal aliens. And now Mexico is mad because they're coming to their country. You're just getting what you asked for. You need to shut your borders. Need to hermetically seal your own damn borders, because we ain't taking them up here. Those days are over, bro. That shit is done, son. Canceled. We ain't doing it no more. Don't send them broke motherfuckers up here. We're done taking care of all of you. This annoying little gnat is, I swear, a Democrat. It's a Democrat. Let's talk a little bit about hang on, I'm stop sharing, but I gotta save that one. That is freaking hilarious. Get out of our country. Oh shit. Life is good. Life is just darling. So we've got New York. They've got 2 weeks before they vote on the mayoral race. And they are still stuck with this moron, Zorhan Mamdami. Let's look at this. Why not? Commercial. We're not going to watch the whole thing, just a couple of minutes. I'm going to bring this in because I do want to talk a little bit about him before we sign.
Mamdami, a self-described democratic socialist who won the primary in the race to
Adolf Hitler was a democratic socialist, by the way.
become the next mayor of New York, has made addressing the city's housing crisis his signature issue. With New York apartments costing about twice the national average, this pithy slogan has become a rallying cry for housing activists.
Freeze the rent! Freeze the rent! Freeze the rent!
They're demanding that the government take aggressive steps to deal with the city's exploding housing costs.
Housing is a human right! Housing is a human right and you gotta fight! As you can see, tenants make up a majority of these cities.
For the past few months, I've been going to these rallies while working on a documentary about the city's housing crisis.
Could we talk to you maybe for a minute? Or... Would any of you be interested in doing a quick interview? I'm not talking. Okay. All right.
Hey, I'm Zorhan's comms director.
Hey, nice to meet you. Justin.
Justin, where are you from?
Reason.
Oh, yes, our libertarian friends.
Yeah.
Were you looking to get an interview with Zorhan?
Yes.
He's got to work the crowd for a bit, but I'm sure we can find a little time.
Okay.
Sit tight, I'll get
Okay, thank you.
Mamdami, who slipped out of the venue before I could talk to him, would appoint the members of the New York City Rent Guidelines Board if he becomes mayor. It has the power to freeze the rent for about 1 million apartments. Under the current mayor, Eric Adams, the board has allowed rents to go up by an average of about 3% a year, or less than the rate of inflation.
Fuel, 19.9%.
Okay. None of these people attribute the last 4 years of Joe Biden's disastrous economy and the inflation rate going above 10%, pretty much. Nobody blames him for this. And it is totally, excuse me, based on the policies of Joe Biden and the exorbitant, gargantuan government spending. And New York has had steady rent increases for years. This is not new. They have rent controlled apartments already in New York. They have for decades. They are coveted. They're like the holy freaking grail in New York City. If you can get a rent controlled apartment, that's where the rent is just capped. So this is why this dude has such an appeal to young people. The problem is it will not take 4 years for the disasters to take effect. Property owners are going to get the hell out of New York. They're not going to bother because they won't make a profit. If you cap the rent, the market rent is $4,000 a month for a 3-bedroom, but you can only, the most that you can charge is $2,000. They're not going to make any money. Why even, why even be a property owner if you're not going to make a profit? And they can't guarantee that the tenants are going to pay rent. I played a video by Ryan Zorhan. He is the real estate mogul in New York City. He has a show on Netflix called Owning Manhattan. Ryan Serhant is in touch with so many of his New York who have bought multi-million-dollar properties in New York. They're getting the hell out of New York. They see what is coming, and they're out. They're going to Texas. They're going to Florida. They're going to Arizona. They're going to red states. They're not going to another blue state with another moron, another communist. How did we get to the point that we allow a communist to run freely like that? We used to throw communists out of America. We put them in exile. Now they just run the government. You know, because you got to be all inclusive, I guess. Smiling, 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 smiling. He'll smile you while he's stabbing you in the back. Smiling is at least he's smiling. Maybe it don't hurt so much when he's smiling, smiling, smiling. He's gonna smile everybody to poverty. Oh my gosh. This country is so full of absolute. Okay. Now you're getting on my nerves. Freaking Democrat gnat in here. This country is so full of stupid people, as President Trump calls them. They really are. They really are. And they, as I mentioned, they don't tie the last 4 years of failure to Democrats. They tie it to Donald Trump, even though he has only been in there for less than a year. It doesn't matter to them. He's the face they see now, and that's who they blame. But they want somebody who's promising them a bunch of free shit and a bunch of rent controls, which you're not going to be able to get property owners to stay there. They're going to start. Actually, it's already started. It's already started. Let me see. I'm going to find hang on. I know yeah. There we go. We're going to check this out real quick before we get off of here. Nobody's going to stick around and be abused by this clown.
Escape from New York, the tax base has been fleeing the Empire State. And that was before a socialist was the front runner to be mayor of its biggest city. The top 1% pays more than 40% of all income taxes in New York. That means social services, benefits, healthcare, education. Well, those people are packing their bags and they're moving south. The numbers just don't lie. Over 125,000 New Yorkers moved to Florida alone, and with them went a combined $14 billion in income. That's a big ouch right there, Gary. Do you think that the flow of people down south to southern states like beautiful Florida, is that going to stop when Mamdami's elected?
Let me just state, if able, business people and capital will flock to where it's treated best. And all I can tell you, in my city in Florida, you have stores, restaurants, schools, hospitals, you name it, going up because people keep coming in, and they are coming from New York and other states, other blue states that continue to disrespect the taxpayer with high taxes and ridiculous regulations regulations, fees, fines, engagement, and it is stunning to me after we have these statistics already that the voters in New York would vote. This man's, I wish he was a socialist. He makes a socialist look like a Republican. That's how bad he is. And unfortunately, he's not even hiding it. When he says the means of production, that is right out of the Marx booklet, and it is going to be bad news if he follows suit. And I am heartbroken for this city because I can promise you the tax base is going to be running out of here.
Yeah.
Bria,
Can I just
of course.
cascades on itself? This started during COVID. Bad policies drove people out. And I always say the people who came back after COVID are not the same demographic. They're your Mamdami voters. I was just walking around yesterday and thinking that all the things I loved about the city had changed so much. Not just, we talk about the crime issues every day, we talk about the taxes, but for me personally, I used to love staying in the city on a weekend to go have great brunches at crowded spots where you would run into friends or walking through the park. None of my friends are here anymore. Nobody's here. I walk around.
We're friends.
You're here, thank God. But nobody else is. And so when I walk around neighborhoods that I used to love to just, shop and stop for this or stop for that, it feels so different that all of this that I'm paying for, I'm not really getting the same enjoyment out of it. And now I fly away, or literally fly on the weekends because I don't want to be here.
Which raises the question again, why did Kathy Hochul, governor of New York, endorse Mamdani? She has said she doesn't agree with him.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, he did not endorse her for a re-election, her re-election campaign, where she is trying to be governor again. He did not endorse her.
Don't mix baking soda with organic honey, unless you're ready to read the fine print on a medicine label.
Zorhan Mamdani hits back at Trump after the president called him a communist. Watch this.
You are a communist.
I'm a democratic socialist. I've said that time and again, and I think it...
Smile, 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 smile.
reflects the fact that that identity would have been enough for Donald Trump in the past. Now he doesn't even want to use that because he knows that the message of my politics is one that is connecting with New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs. It's a message of dignity in each and every person's life. And what we're seeing in these clips and what we're seeing in what Donald Trump says is he's going through the many stages of grief. First, it's denial that this could ever take place. Now it's acceptance. And still through it all, he is looking to use every tool at his disposal to help Andrew Cuomo become the next mayor of the city.
Congressman Mike Lawler is a Republican from New York, and he joins me now. Congressman, it seems to me that Mamdami is running against Trump. You think that's a winning strategy in New York City or New York State?
Well, sadly, that's all my Democratic colleagues know is to run against Donald Trump. They don't actually have substantive, serious ideas about how to address the challenges in the country. The things that Zorhan is talking about are tried and true socialist, communist policies. I mean, when he talks about seizing private property and banning private property ownership, when he talks about redistributing wealth, when he talks about legalizing prostitution, defunding the police, shutting down prisons, government-run grocery stores, these are policies that are disastrous wherever they've been tried and will lead to the downfall of New York City. So he can spend his time talking about Donald Trump, or he can actually focus on the task at hand, which is dealing with the challenges facing New York City, which are vast. And when you look at today's news, that J.P. Morgan Chase now has more employees in Texas than they do in New York, despite the big building that are in town, that speaks volumes to the mass exodus out of New York by Wall Street, and it's a big problem.
It sure is. Congressman Jasmine Crockett brushed off the threat of federal worker layoffs in the event of a government shutdown. Listen to what she had to say.
What about this threat?
Nope, I don't want to deal with Shaquisha. I don't care about Shaquisha. I don't want to look at her. But look, I don't know what to say to wake people up in this city of New York. It's just, this dude should never have gotten even near a primary. It's crazy. It's crazy that he's literally telling you, a democratic socialist. No, that's a nice way of saying Mao Zedong, Marxist, communist, jihadi. Owning the government, owning the means of production, that's communism. That's communism. Redistributing wealth, that's communism. That's socialism light. That's communism light. That the economic is socialism. Grocery stores, government run grocery stores. I just showed you a video last night of Kansas City and a grocery store called Sunfresh. It's closed because it was a government run grocery store. It was a public grocery store, government run, and it failed. Closed. It's done. Over. Doesn't work. Every time they try this shit, it doesn't work. But now they're going to destroy the biggest, most wonderful empire city in the world. And it's he should not even have access. He should immediately have his visa. He should be denaturalized and booted the fuck out of here. That's what should happen. But, you know, New York wants this creep. It really sucks. Smiling, smiling while he's choking you out. At least he's smiling. At least he's smiling. So the legalizing prostitution, letting prisoners out. Wow. He doesn't believe in prisons. He believes in mental health care. How are you going to pay for all the social workers, you bum? How are you going to pay for all the social workers when everybody's leaving? All the money, the billionaires are leaving New York. They're not going to stay in New York City and be abused by this bum. A grifter. He comes from a wealthy family. He doesn't know real life. And it's crazy. Oh, so insane. But all right, you guys, we have been on here for a little while, almost an hour and a half, and it's time for y'all to get your rest, because we got more to fight for tomorrow. Thank the Lord God. He gives us breath and wakes us up in the morning, and we have to fight for our republic. And that's another reason we didn't want all the illegals here, because we fought hard to keep this republic it is. We fought hard. We fought hard to get Donald Trump elected. Both times. All 3 times actually. We fought very, very hard. This is our country, and we are not going to tolerate another invasion. It's not going to happen. That can never happen again. And I'm going to keep reminding people of what took place so that they never allow this to happen again. God bless you guys. God bless you. I appreciate you reposting and sharing the video and hanging out. Pray for this country. Pray for each other. Pray for our beloved president and his wife, their children, and their grandchildren. Cabinet members, and those who are truly, truly the warriors in Christ in this country, who are fighting to save the republic. God bless us all. Thank you guys so much. God bless you. I love you, and peace out. We'll see you tomorrow.